Okay, I think we are live. Give me your DJ voice. Guys, we're messing with a real live DJ here. All right, you ready to start this off, Taylor? I'll let you go. You're the one. You always start it off. That's how we go.
So this is Taylor.
And this is Jaime.
And this is Josh.
And this is the How We Got Here podcast.
Yeah, that's...
Hello, this is Taylor.
This is Jaime. And you're listening to
The How We Got Here podcast.
I know what I'm like, hey, am I talking right now or no?
No, I'm telling you right now, one of these days, one of our guests, they're going to get it down.
Yeah, hopefully.
One of them.
But we only got like 3 listeners, so it's going to be a while. We have to pick a listener that's actually listened to all 2 episodes that we've done. Maybe they'll get it down.
No, I know for sure my friend Allie is probably going to be listening. And if we have her on here, she will get it right.
Allie, you better get it right.
Or maybe Alyssa.
Alyssa, yeah.
Watch neither of them
I'm
listen.
afraid to have her on the podcast.
Alyssa will get us blocked from all platforms.
So today we are here with Joshua, hashtag DJ Kurve, hashtag Gala Event Services.
Yes.
Hashtag
Whatever you need.
Uplighting. No.
Yeah. DJ, lighting, sound, whatever you guys need for an event. I'm the guy to go to for sure.
All in one service.
Yes.
Actually, you got a lot of family in the business, right?
Yes. So my wife, she's a professional cake artist. She's a full-time cake artist. She does it from the house. And then my brother-in-law, he's a DJ. So I book him out to DJ other weddings and other events. And
Shout out to DJ Exclusive.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, DJ Exclusive. And then I have my sister-in-law. She is a wedding photographer. Well, she does everything, but whenever I work with her, it's going to be more weddings. But she does.
Shout out to Chrissy Escalera.
Chrissy Escalera Photography.
Why you gotta say it like that, though?
Because, man, that's family, bro. Yeah, you gotta say it the right way.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, my wife, her business is Wishful Sweets.
Nice.
Wishful Sweets. I actually follow her on Instagram. She does some really awesome work.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow her today.
Yeah, she'll turn that guitar and she'll make it look like an actual cake.
That's actually is a cake, by the way. Nah, just kidding.
You should have brought us some cake, though, for real.
Yeah.
Though.
You should have brought
You
some
should have
cake,
brought
man.
some cake.
Next time I'll bring some churro cupcakes.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I've never had a churro cupcake before.
Even with some rum chata cupcakes.
Yeah, rum chata is good.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah, any Latin infused flavor cupcakes, I'll bring them next time.
Okay.
It sounds good. That's a promise. You heard that, Taylor?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be expecting it.
He said he was gonna give us a few batches and a free wedding cake and all that other kind of stuff.
Free.
So
He even
I
said
heard it here.
he said free uplighting too, right?
Yeah, he said
That's
free
what I heard.
uplighting for us, because we're part of the family now. Part of Gala Event Services.
Right. If you're having a party, I'll DJ at your house party for free.
There you go.
Hey, we have that on film.
Yeah,
Just
man.
throw a house party. We'll put lights and we'll make an actual music video. Just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That sounds awesome, brother. So how'd you get started, man?
So I've been DJing for about 15 years. Started when I was 14. I'm 29 now. However, I didn't start taking it, I would say professional, until 4 years ago. And then I started learning about finance, started learning about how to actually manage a business. Mm-hmm. And then me and my wife were like, hey, we're going to do this right. So we just came up, but we followed a financial plan and we did it. And then next thing you know, 2019 was the year that we both became full-time entrepreneurs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But in the first, in high school, I did a lot of quinceañeras for like my friends. You know how you're in high school, oh, you're a DJ, come DJ my quinceañera. And that was real cool. And then I started getting to the clubs when I started turning 17. Mm-hmm. So from 17 to the age 23, I did a lot of clubs in downtown Dallas.
Really? Which clubs?
Plush. I did Opium. I did Thrive. I did Privado. I did more of the, I would say, Latin bass, Hispanic clubs.
Right.
But then, on Thursday nights, Plush was like college nights, and then all of SMU, UT, which is I'll go out there and just party.
Sounds like he had a pretty fun time being a DJ. He was invited to all the cool parties.
I know,
man.
right? But wait, he was in the club when he was 17.
I
Did they know
man.
you were 17?
No, they didn't know.
Did you have a fake ID?
No, they're like,
Oh, they just never ID'd you.
No, they just never ID'd me. They, when you're a DJ, you get to literally walk in with the backpack,
Right.
and you get to take a friend of yours that looks totally just super young.
I'm just gonna get a backpack and take a mixer with me. The next club I go to, and be like, yeah, I'm just a DJ.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm here
just
to
wear
DJ.
a black shirt with a black hat like you're wearing, Jaime.
DJ Kurve told me that this would work, Mr. Bodyguard.
And that was the style back in the day. So it's, you just dress real simple, man.
So when did your love of music start? Because I know DJs love music, obviously.
So I'm a musician. In high school, I played trumpet and clarinet. And that I played clarinet from fourth grade all the way to senior year of high school, and then trumpet I played from sophomore all the way to senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
So and then plus my mom and dad, I got from my mom's side, I got the old soul music. So like Motown, disco, R&B, all the old stuff like Marvin Gaye. And
They be making music.
Earth, Wind and Fire. And then my dad, he's Mexican. He's from Mexico. So I grew up with all the regional Mexican artists, Ramon Ayala, Los Tigres del Norte,
The norteños, type stuff.
the conjunto stuff. So I just kind of mixed that because you can't really necessarily, since I can DJ at any type of different cultural weddings, like, if it's an interracial wedding, like whether a white person married a black person or a black person married a Mexican or vice versa, I can connect with those cultures because I grew up with that music.
Right.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
that's why it's easy. DJing comes as second nature, but music has been a part of my life since fourth grade.
That's important because nothing is worse than a DJ who only plays the songs that they like.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand who their clients are, what their clients are into.
Yeah.
Because I've literally been at weddings watching DJs getting down. They're the only ones jamming out.
Yeah.
Everybody else is sitting down and the DJ is just having a blast by himself. Party of one.
Exactly. So especially in weddings, I tend to read the crowd as soon as the reception starts. Because the reception, I'm not just gonna play like romantic songs. I'm not gonna play just romantic songs. I'm gonna play some songs that they can jam out to. And Jaime has been there.
Yeah, we've actually done quite a few weddings.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember I remember one of the first weddings we did. I want to say it was like 2018.
Yeah.
And I remember the bride and groom. It was Donato and
The Lopez.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that one. There were some other photographers there. Chris and David, I think.
Yeah.
Chris and David were there, man. And I think that's the first one I remember. I think we had done one before that, but because you looked familiar at the event, and I was like, man, he looks familiar.
Yeah.
I think I worked with him before, but I don't remember what the actual first one was.
Yeah, and I get that a lot. Like, because I was born and raised in Oak Cliff. So anywhere I go, if I go to Arlington, Oak Cliff, North Dallas, like, hey, you look familiar. Do you DJ or are you a musician or what do you do? I'm like, yeah, I've been DJing for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, man.
That's a long time.
To be
man.
29, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen, now we're at an age where CDs is old. So I started on CDs. So now most DJs, they don't
I
use
started on
CDs.
tapes. I feel so old. I remember like recording the radio stations and stuff
with
on
the
the
tape.
tape.
Oh my God, me too. I
And
remember
then like
that.
right before the song would end, the damn DJ would be like, "Oh, you're listening to her," and I'm like,
Right.
bro, you just ruined my song." DJ Curve.
Right, DJ Kurve. Or it would pop up because it would be full, and then you'd have to flip the disc and do it again on the other side. Yeah.
I remember that. You'd have
So-
to
Those were
listen.
the days.
Yeah. But I learned how to scratch on actual turntables on vinyl.
Oh,
on
nice.
vinyl.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned how to scratch on
How many
vinyl.
needles did you mess up, man?
Dude, you went through so many vinyls. I mean, we went through so many, vinyls and needles, man. Because you're just there, and I have a group of friends that we kind of grew up DJing. But we've all went in separate ways. Because some of them like to do clubs only. One of them likes to do the club and the private events. I'm more, hey, I'm married. I got kids. I can't come home at 4:00 in the morning.
Right.
You know, all intoxicated. So I'm like, okay, babe, I'll be home by 1 or 2 o'clock. Make our money. It was a good event. That's it.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
What are your go-to songs to get the party started?
Go-to songs. So it depends on the wedding. I don't like to play too many line dances because it's become a trend to where, because now it's, I would say 50-50 of my couples, they don't like line dances anymore. Just because too many line dances within a wedding can be cheesy.
Yeah.
Is that like the Cupid Shuffle and all that is like a line dance?
Yeah, so Cupid Shuffle, wobble. And for the Latin side, it's like Caballo Dorado, El Payaso de Rodeo.
Yeah.
So I tried to limit myself on playing, but whenever it's like a Hispanic wedding,
They expect that.
They expect that.
Yeah.
But I usually start off with the cumbia. With the cumbia, it'll be the mazore. Like for example, the song El Gorila. You know.
Yeah, I know, Gorilla.
Yeah, and then if it's gonna be, I would say an American wedding, it just depends. Because if it's an older crowd, then I have to start off with an older song.
If they're more country and stuff like that, then you play a little bit
So
more.
like not juvenile, back that ass up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing about it,
That should be a go-to.
It would be for me.
that one is when I play when people have already have some drink in them already.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because it hits hard. It hits your your body harder.
Yeah,
you're
man,
like
definitely.
you get a couple of drinks. You hear that boom boom.
And then you all run out.
Boom, boom, and they're like, they always scream. And whenever I play that, you used to just hear all the lazy scream, and then run out, and then they get with it. So
They get with it.
yeah, no, but to start off for like an American wedding, I've even played that song "Sweet Caroline."
Yeah.
I've even started with that song, and that'll just get everyone to the dance floor, and then I'll go into like Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
I'll go into
yeah.
like something top 40. Or sometimes I'll start off with country. It just depends on the crowd.
Okay, so you have to be good at reading the crowd.
You have to be good at it. If you don't know how to read the crowd, you don't need a DJ. You need to find another hobby.
Have you ever been to an event where you're just like, dude, I'm throwing everything I got at them and nothing?
Yeah, and those are the early weddings where they end at 10. And their family is not really dancing. It's not a party family.
Right.
Gotcha.
But they're just kind of more conservative, and they just want to be home by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But most of my events, they end around 12 o'clock. And they're there to party.
So,
That's pretty early. I could have
Yeah.
partied at my wedding probably till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Mm-mm.
You couldn't have been my DJ.
Yeah.
This ain't a club. Who was your DJ, by the way?
You know what? I hired like a group of DJs and they just sent, I swear I was dumb. I knew nothing about weddings at the time.
Yeah.
So I hired a group and they also did photo booths.
Yeah.
And they just sent some random guy. He called me like an hour before the wedding, asked me what songs I liked. And
hour before the wedding.
he messed up. So like when we did our Mr. and Miss whatever and we're supposed to walk out, he messed that up.
That's like the first thing that, that people hear
That's a big
at a wedding,
telltale sign.
Right,
Yeah. So-
right. But again, I knew nothing about weddings. That's why like doing this podcast is good because people can actually hear the things that you need to know about a DJ.
Yeah.
You think, oh, it's a DJ. This is their profession. They know what they're doing, but really they don't. They don't all know.
And plus, there's a lot of new DJs who do DJ because it's a trend or it's a fad, and
Right.
they get to I guess be a DJ, and they'll just take their little controller that's like $200 and then a laptop, and they're done. Like,
To
Right.
me, man, like wedding DJs are kind of separate from regular DJs.
yeah,
Because you've got a lot of stuff going on. You're not just, you've got a timeline. Certain things have to be done at certain times. And you have to get all of that done before a certain amount of time to give you enough time to get the party going, with the music and stuff like that, man. So wedding DJs, because I've seen, I've been at weddings where they'll use like a DJ that's like a club DJ and he's not really sure about that stuff. I mean, we didn't finish a lot of the formal stuff till like 11:15 because they were taking big breaks in between.
yeah.
And dude, you only got like, 45 minutes of really like open dancing and then a few like 15-minute slots in between.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
No, yeah, it took me a while to get accustomed to it, but good thing the first 2 years that I did move into the wedding market. It was a slow start. So I was like, I'll DJ at one wedding, then next month I'll DJ another wedding, then next maybe I have a 2-month break and I'll DJ another one. So I didn't DJ at that many weddings for the first 2 years. So if I messed up, my name wouldn't, my name wouldn't have gotten a bad rep because I'm not DJing at back-to-back weddings and missing up those back-to-back weddings.
Right.
So what's been the worst mistake you've made?
Oh man. Now I don't think it's okay. So it kind of is a wedding fail. So pretty much it's, so whenever sometimes some of these venues are not built for DJs.
Right.
They're not built to have a big setup. Sometimes you just have a 6-foot table and then that's really all the space you have.
Right.
Depending on the venue. But I set up my sound and my microphones and my speakers all within this 6-foot table. And whenever your microphones are too close to your speakers, you get horrible feedback.
Right.
So whenever the bride and groom where we're giving their kind of welcome speech, as soon as they're about to talk, I unmuted their mic and all you heard was like,
oh man.
Yeah.
and everybody's like, what happened? And I'm like over here kind of just turning red,
freaking out.
and I'm like, sorry for the mistake. And I was just saying some dumb stuff. I'm like, okay.
But see, now that you're more experienced, you'll probably never have that problem again because you already know that, hey, if you're within this, range, like we're going to have problems, you know?
And I'll tell them, hey, you're too close to the mic, stand by your table and then you won't have any issues.
Right.
So it's not just a DJ. You have to know sound. You have to know audio engineering. If you don't know audio engineering, then your sound's not going to sound as good as it should. Because people think, okay, you just connect your controller or your mixer to a speaker. Like, no, we connect our mixer to a sound processor, then we connect it to an actual mixer board, a board, so we can kind of adjust the sound. And you have to adjust the sound to different venues.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it depends on how big and small they are.
Yeah, because if you're DJing at a venue that has a lot of brick, because there's some venues that just have like brick walls, sound is going to be bouncing back and forth, so you're going to hear a lot of feedback. So you have to do a sound check before everyone gets there, and you have to adjust the sound to the actual venue, because the last thing you want to hear is feedback while people are giving speeches. That's annoying.
Yeah, that would be crazy. And then it would be hard for like the elderly folks to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Hearing all that. But
exactly.
So I know you said you got into this in high school, or it was high school, right? 14. That's almost like 8th grade, right? 8th grade, 9th grade.
My birthday's a little bit late, so I was always the youngest person in class. So I was 14, 15, 16, 17. I was 17 when I graduated because I was just, my birthday is in August.
So who helped you and how did you afford to get equipment at that age?
So pretty much me and my friend, my DJ, he still DJs too. His name is DJ Frankie Boy. You know Frankie?
Yeah, I know I do.
So I grew up with him. I grew up with DJ Frankie Boy, and his dad, he has a band, a Mexican regional band. They play all the Mexican songs. So we used to go with him and set up sound, set up lights. So that's where we kind of that's where we got our interest from. So we're like,
because you saw that hustle.
Yeah, we're like, hey, this is dope. We're like 13, 12, and we helped his dad for like a year or two, just kind of put everything in the big box truck with the big old speakers, with the big old lights. And then his dad bought him a DJ setup, and we're like, hey, you should, my Frankie Boy said, hey, you should be the MC and I'll be the DJ. So we went to parties, nothing but house parties for like a good year in West Dallas.
That's awesome, man.
In the hood.
It's not the hood anymore, right?
Yeah, and just partying from like 7 to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm over here talking on the mic the whole night, and he's DJing. And then eventually I started DJing for him. While he'll go to the restroom, I'll mix a song or two. And then I told my mom and dad, I said, hey, he's making, at that time, $200, $250 a night. When you're 14,
That's a lot for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, that is a lot. Dude.
So to my mom
give me
and dad-
$200. I'll go DJ something right now. You know?
He'll go today.
So I'll be there right now. Shoot.
So and you just take
I'm about to
minimum
leave
equipment.
this podcast.
You just take 2 speakers and a CD player, and you're done. But I told my mom and dad this, and my mom has always, I would say, taught me about business. That hey, we're a big business family. Like if it's regarding finance or business, we talk about it. Like that's what I remember since I was like 10 years old. But then my mom and dad said, hey, if you can make money, we'll invest in you. So we went to Guitar Center. They spent about $1,500.
Dang, they hooked you up.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. I'm like 14.
I'd be lucky to get like $15.
But that's amazing though, to have parents that support you like that at that age. Because my girls are saying they want to be like YouTubers and all these things, and I haven't bought them a camera or nothing. So maybe I should. Maybe it's a career now.
Bad mom.
I know, right? You know what?
Not investing in her kids, y'all. You heard it here first.
If this podcast has taught me anything, I'm gonna go right now. After this, I'm going to Best Buy.
And then my first gig was a baptism in Hispanics, and it was a baptism in a 3-year-old party. So when Hispanics, when a child turns 3 years old, they want to
a grown-up party. That's not a 3-year-old party.
Yeah, that's like, hey, we're gonna rent a venue. We're gonna get a conjunto. We're gonna get a DJ. We're gonna get some light. We're gonna buy like 3 kegs. We're gonna buy some, all kinds of bottles. But that's how big it is. That's how I would say extravagant. They go for a 3-year-old party.
That's crazy.
So I never did that.
That's way more than I get now. Like way more. I don't think I've ever had that big of a party.
Honestly, some of the best parties are those kid parties.
Yeah.
Because my wife and I have gotten lit before at my daughter's like 4-year-old party, 5-year-old party. I'm like, yeah, baby, this is for you.
And there are people you want to party with, and that so you're just very comfortable, and you just have a good time. But yeah, my first gig was a baptism and a 3-year-old party, and then from there it just took off.
That's crazy, man.
But you know what? If you didn't have parents that supported you like that and invested in you, you probably wouldn't be where you are now.
Exactly.
Just having someone supporting and believing in you.
I'm glad they supported you, man, because I think if they wouldn't have supported you, you'd probably be like a crack dealer right about now. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
No, they used to help me go to my gigs and set up for me. With me.
Oh, really?
They'll drive me because we had a...
Did you have to give them a piece of the cut?
Nah. They were like, hey, all the money you make it for you. Just don't do stupid things with your money.
That's good, man. That's
and
awesome.
Good parents.
We weren't rich or anything like that, but they just they believed in that dream. They're like, hey, you have a good vision, you have a good dream. Then we believe in you, so we're gonna invest in you. And then from there, all the money I made, I saved, and then I just kind of bought more equipment. About 2 months, every 3 months.
Right, as you got more gigs, you invested in yourself and just upgrade your stuff.
Yeah, just buy bigger speakers, and then it was fun. It was fun. I remember we've gone through so many cars. We've gone through minivans, gone through trucks, gone through SUVs just to see who kind of works best. And they've always said, okay, cool, we'll buy you a truck. It's a $1,500 truck. If you don't like it, then we'll sell it. We'll buy a minivan. If minivan works good for you, that's what you're going to use as your daily car. And you're going to use that to take to your gigs. So, but nothing was
I would have gotten the truck, man. I don't know about
the minivan.
17-year-old driving a minivan though. That's like you can't pick up in that, bro. Like, I'm surprised you're married now, man. Like rolling up in a minivan at 17, like, hey, baby.
Exactly. No, it was fun, and just DJing all these parties back in high school was a good memory.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
the house parties were the best, especially like when the cops would show up. Yeah. And then you had to hide in the closet.
Or run. Well, you used to hide. I would run and drive off.
For some reason, the
cops... hop in the fence.
Yeah.
It's crazy because for some reason, the cops never bothered me. They're like, okay, you're DJing? Okay, cool. I'm like, okay. I'm over here, underage drinking at the time. And I'm like,
he probably slipped a cop a 20 or something. He just doesn't want to say it on the podcast.
It's funny because I think the craziest thing I've ever DJed on was the stovetop. So the house was small. So I just pretty much set my case on top of the oven. And then we just
set it to broil. Yeah. You got it?
Exactly. It was cold. It was in winter, so we put the oven on. So I was warm. I had my own little DJ booth.
Your own little heater and everything.
Nice.
That's nice, man.
Not so bad. Yeah, we come from humble beginnings for sure.
That's awesome, man. Now look at you, man. You got everybody in the family is in the wedding business.
Yeah, and it's funny
doing
because
really good. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, because I like to inspire people to pursue something. Because my wife, she's very smart. Anything she touches is gold.
Right.
She's just one of those natural persons. She's very intelligent. So I was like, hey,
take her my camera and let her touch it so it'll
exactly
turn to gold, you know.
She'll make you more rich than what you are, you know.
She make that hat turn to gold, man.
Yeah.
No, just have her like touch your keyboard when you're editing.
Right,
It'll
yeah.
just be
Boom,
just go viral.
That's it.
That's awesome, man.
No, yeah, and my wife, she learned doing cakes on YouTube, and then next thing you know, she's over here doing it full time now. And a lot of people, you know, buy cupcakes and cakes from her. But it's even our kids. Our kids want to be.
What was your wife's name again?
Janet.
Janet. I'm gonna need to put in an order for a dozen cupcakes, girl. I'll be there to pick it up next week.
Let me know what you want, man. I'll come back. Bro, like her cupcakes are legit. But other than that, and even our kids are business oriented too. My 13-year-old wants to develop apps, but he wants to own his own business of developing apps for other companies.
Wow.
So if you have,
That's smart.
and I'm like, dude, you're 13. It's like, I'm like, I can't believe you're already thinking like that. So, so to all entrepreneurs, your kids watch what you're doing.
Yeah.
Straight
Absolutely.
up. They watch what you're doing. And but I think if my mom and dad didn't believe in me or didn't invest in me, then I wouldn't have been the parent that I am right now.
Right.
Yeah, man. It makes it. Yeah, growing up, like my dad, he always worked for himself. You know, he's in the car business, so you know, buys cars and sells them and stuff like that, fixes them and sells them. You know,
Exactly.
And I grew up seeing that, but I never thought that I would like get to that point just because I didn't see, you know, all my experience were bad up until I had that one good experience. And then it was like, dude, this is cool. Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. It's important to see that too, man. Cause like I said, I'd already given up on that idea. But I mean, you know, for me, it happened a little bit later in life. You know, I was like 30, 31, something like that. So that's when it happened for me. And it was cool. So like late 20s and 30s. But, you know, growing up, I didn't expect that to be, you know, to be the case. But I mean, honestly, if I've learned anything, it's that like, it doesn't matter how old you are, man. Cause some people get it in their 40s and their 30s, 20s. Some people are lucky enough to get it in their teens like you, you know? So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I think too, it has a lot to do with people always saying, you know, the timing isn't right. But the thing is like the time is going to pass no matter what you do.
Exactly.
So you might as well start now.
Yeah.
So you're actually starting.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, I'll do it in a month or I'll do it in a year, you never do.
Yeah.
And then you missed a whole year because the first year of business is the hardest year of business. It's when you invest the most, you don't make pretty much anything. You're lucky if you do. Yeah. But like after the second year, you start doing better, you start making more, you get smarter with your business. So you have to just start. That's what I tell people all the time. Just start.
Yeah. And it's a lot of people, it's that fear of, you know, failing. And then, but there's also a risk.
Right.
There's a lot of risk.
A ton.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey. I know Jaime is.
Yeah.
He tells me about him all the time.
Me and Jaime talk about Dave.
He's made me like listen to him about, I don't know, the whole way from New Mexico, right?
No, yeah.
Dave Ramsey.
And that's how me and my wife were able to go full time.
That's how I was able to go full time. If I hadn't followed his plan for 3 years, I'd still be in the same position.
Yeah, because me and my wife, we left corporate jobs to go full time. Because we're like...
Which is scary.
Which is freaking scary. You have a mortgage, you have 3 kids, and our kids are in private school. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So it was like, we're eating rice and beans for the next 5 years, kids. Get used to it. Every now and then, we'll throw an egg in there. But no, it's just, you really have to educate yourself or just find the knowledge that someone has to guide you.
Right. I mean, it's hard. Like you said, it's a lot of risk. It's scary leaving like a steady paycheck, knowing you have money, insurance, all those things, all the scary things. But yeah, no, it's definitely pays off for some people, like in the long run.
Yeah. And you have to plan it though. If you don't have a plan to go full time in whatever you're doing, you're just ruining yourself if you go full time without a plan.
There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
And then they fail and they wonder why they fail because they really didn't think it out.
Yeah. And I did that when I was 23.
I didn't have a plan, by the way, but I did
But the struggle was real.
The struggle was real.
The struggle was real. No, I did. I just kind of quit my job when I was 23, 24. And then I didn't get no bookings. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But I don't think I was ready.
No, you weren't ready.
I wasn't ready. It was more emotional. It was more of an emotional decision that I shouldn't have made. But if I didn't make that decision then, I wouldn't have learned anything.
I think the second time,
it's always like
it's a little bit easier, right?
Yeah.
Like the first time you leave your job or whatever, it's like, oh my God, like you're freaking out. Exactly. You're over here like begging on the street and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to lose my house. Like everything's going to crumble. But really, once you get, I think the hardest part is like those first like 3 to 6 months. That's the hardest because you have to kind of like adjust all of your financing, your spending habits, all of, of course you got to do that well before you quit. But I think after you get past that phase, it kind of, you go through another phase, which is like loneliness. At least I experienced that, man. I was so lonely, man, like being at home by myself, like editing every day. I was losing motivation. I went and got a dog because I was like, dude, I need company. Like literally my dog was like my Wilson for Tom Hanks, you know. It's like
knowing you're
I need something here.
You're a social person, bro. So
yeah,
you feed off of people, which is
absolutely
awesome. So imagine being home and you're very social. You're like, is there someone here? Like you're all scared or even just kind of lonely, man.
What was the hardest part for you, man, when you first quit?
So when I quit, I was taking care of my 3-month-old at the time.
Oh, wow.
So for the first 3 months of me going full time, I took care of my son. So from when he was 3 months to 6 months, I was there. That was full time parent.
Wow.
And going to meetings. But I have my mother-in-law. I'll call my mother-in-law and say, hey, I have a meeting. Let me drop him off real quick. Boom, drop him off, go to a meeting, pick him back up, then go pick up the kids, then go home.
Yeah.
So that was my life of January 2019 to March 2019.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you and your wife quit at the same time?
She went full time in May 2019.
Oh, wow.
So dude, 6 months after I went full time, she went full time.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you took the leap first and then she followed.
Yeah, but it's good that I went full time first because she for the first 2 months our sites are very psychological because you're like, I quit my job, I'm doing full time, I can do whatever the heck I want. Because you literally have a freedom. You literally have all the time in the world. But then it
seems like you have all the time.
You come to your senses. You're like, hey, I don't have. If I don't work, I don't get paid.
Right. You have to be your own boss. You have to push yourself. Like I tell people that all the time. It's if you are working for yourself, you still need to wake up in the morning and start your day. Because if you say, oh, I don't have a boss, I could just sleep until noon. You missed 4 hours of your day that you could have spent answering messages, reaching out, advertising, marketing, branding yourself, so many things that you miss out on. And was it just like a couple days ago, we were talking about when you get started and you don't have like all the good equipment, you have to learn to work with what you have. And, there's so many people that they want all the top quality gear that the experts have, but they can't afford it.
Exactly.
So like you said, it's like psychological, all those things like, I don't have this or I don't have that. It's just excuses.
Right.
It is. And it's just because people are not there to guide them. That's why people freak out. And that's why people are scared to go full time. Because the entrepreneur life is not meant for everyone.
It's really not. It's either in you or it's not.
And that's fine. I think if you do well at your regular job, that's good. There should be entrepreneurs and there shouldn't be entrepreneurs.
Right.
There's that balance because we wouldn't have these big tech companies.
Yeah, everybody plays a part in
exactly, and we wouldn't have the grocery stores if it wasn't for people who are not entrepreneurial. But there are some people who are entrepreneurial, but they put the entrepreneurial skill into their own job, and then it works out for them.
Oh yeah,
right.
And so people say, okay, I have my side business. But I'm scared to go full time. I'm like, well, just put your entrepreneurial energy into your regular job, and then next thing you know, within a year or two, they've almost double their salary.
Yeah,
just because that energy. the energy, and then
absolutely, man,
it follows you wherever you go. Yeah, because we're gonna have an event.
Yeah, so let's talk about that event. You're having like, what exactly is it?
So it's open to everyone, but it's on Monday, January 27th. It's gonna be in Oak Cliff at a local barbershop. I've known them. I've known Ralph. It's called Ray Cole. One of the owners is named Ralph. I've been knowing him since I was, I think, 18, 19, when he used to charge $12 for a haircut. And now, it's an easy $40 haircut. But that's how long I've known him.
Right.
And then I was like, hey, man, I'm doing this event. It's called Small Business Talk. So pretty much we're going to have a panel. It's going to be at least 4 or 5 people who own their own small businesses. Every panel, every speaker is going to have, they will have, well, in other words, I'm trying to say they're going to be in their own, because every small business owner is in their own zone, in their own lane, and some are very successful and some are not very successful, and that's what I want to have. So we're going to have 5 people. They're going to talk about how to go ahead and start a small business. They're going to talk about how to manage your business and how to promote your business. And then it's going to be like, hey, the rewards are this if you want to start your own business. But it does take time. And there's going to be financial people who know how to finance a business. Because some people do debt, some people don't do debt. And I understand both worlds. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a financial person who will talk finance. And it's going to be someone who's been in the business for about 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I think every generation can learn from every other generation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Baby boomers can learn from Gen X can learn from millennials, and vice versa. Because I think we can learn from baby boomers, but we just have to take their good ideas and incorporate our ideas and just kind of make that change and evolve in the business. Because we live in a crazy time right now, and technology is kind of taking over, and
it has,
and we have to learn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's Small Business Talk. It's going to be a free event. I'm not charging anything. Eventually, I want to get it to a big, I wanted to have thousands of people come out, but we're going to start off with the local barbershop. Small Business Talk on Monday, January 27th.
That is
January
awesome.
27th.
So,
and an awesome idea, too.
Because some people are just scared.
Well, some people just really, they don't have anybody in their life like your parents who will go out and support you and help get you what you need to get started. And when you don't have that, you don't have somebody who believes in you, you're too afraid. You may have the best idea in the world.
Exactly.
But without a support system, sometimes like you really can't do it.
Yeah, and especially since Oak Cliff, it's going to be in Oak Cliff, and there's a lot of Latinos who have really good ideas. And most of our parents are first generational. We're the first generation that were born in America. So I want to teach our generation, which are millennials, that hey, this is the best way to finance money, and you don't need $50,000 to start a business. I've seen people do it with $5,000.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, or 5, even 000. Less. It just depends on what you want to do. And
right now is the perfect time to talk to them too.
Exactly.
So you get with them in January.
Yeah.
Hopefully February, March, they're getting their income taxes, and they can actually use the knowledge that you gave them to invest in themselves and their business.
Exactly.
So
that's what we're gonna talk. It's gonna be a real meeting / seminar. Our panel is gonna get very real with them, with our guests. They're gonna talk about the struggle. They're going to talk about what to expect, and they're going to talk about it's not just, oh, you own your own business, you can do whatever you want. If you don't, you will lose everything. Because I've heard nightmare stories. I've heard people put their houses on as equity on their loans, and they lose their houses, they lose their car, and there's a way to do that when it comes to finance. But I just really want to educate our community.
That's really good.
Yeah. And it's a free event. So,
I mean, it's free advice from entrepreneurs that have been successful.
Yeah. And there's going to be every generation there on the panel, at least, kind of just speaking out to our guests.
And where's the barbershop?
It's in Oak Cliff. It's at the Tyler Station.
Okay. Tyler Station.
Tyler Station in Oak Cliff. I would say it's right there off of the two main streets are Tyler and Clarendon.
Okay.
So off of Tyler and Clarendon at the Tyler station, off at the Ray Cole Barbershop.
Ray Cole Barbershop. You could just Google that real quick. Ray Cole Barbershop.
Yeah.
January 27th.
Yeah.
At what
Yes.
time?
From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
From 6. Oh man, that's going to be a long seminar, man. Y'all must be going in depth.
Well, from 6 to 7:30, it's going to be like more of a mix and mingle. We're going to have like a photo booth there. We're going to have finger foods. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have sound. We're going to make it like a small mini seminar that if you went to
big conference or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because some of these big conferences or big seminars, they sell the dream and the vision, but sometimes they don't give you the actual. It's not intimate with the speakers, because the speakers need to get intimate with the guests to let them know, hey, this is the way entrepreneurs live, or this is the way small business should run. Because some of these big seminars, they just kind of sell you the dream and sell you the vision, and they kind of hype you up, which is good, but they don't give you the information and they don't give you the behind the scene experience and the knowledge to guide you in your journey to your small business.
So for your business, starting out, you invested with your parents because you were 14, about $1,500.
Yeah.
And is now your business today.
Yeah, and I've never used credit for business.
Right.
From a business, I've never used credit. Personal wise, I've done stupid things with
With credit, right?
I think we've all been there.
Yeah,
man.
I put clothes on credit. That's probably
stupid.
the worst thing ever, because you just sell it at a garage sale the next year for like $2.
Yeah.
You bought $100 shirt. I'm like, why did I do that? But when it comes to business, we've never used.
The only thing I've ever put in a card is probably like a camera or a lens or something like that. But I mean, I was already established and already making money. So it's not like I did that going in like 3-4 cameras. No, I started from the very, very basic, cheap camcorders, SLRs and stuff. Yeah. And just slowly built up my stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And, statistically, speaking, the way to build a business is to build it slow.
Right.
Because you learn something every quarter. You learn what to do, what not to do. And then you're like, hey, this works. Let me try it this quarter. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. Let me continue doing it. So if you just go in and get a $50,000 loan with no knowledge and no experience,
oh man,
your risks are very high to fail.
Oh, 50,000 makes me nervous.
Exactly.
Just hearing that number gives me anxiety. Yeah,
because people, it's cool. People have a dream, but you don't want to turn your dream into a nightmare.
No,
because then it messes with you emotionally, psychologically, because you lose hope. You're like, I let myself down, let my family down. And then, it gets real out there. It's not easy.
No,
not at all.
What is, if you had to think of like the one piece of advice that you would give to somebody, if it was only one thing, like what do you think you would say to someone trying to start a business?
I would say educate yourself first and have a support system.
Okay.
Educate yourself on finance and business, and have a support system. Your support system can be your spouse. It can be your family, your mom and dad. It can be it can be a friend. But just as long as you have a cheerleader, because you're gonna have a cheerleader. Because sometimes I'm just bummed out because I didn't book a gig this week, or I didn't book a wedding this week, and like it was just slow. And then my wife was like, you know what? You're about to book three weddings in next week because you have 3 meetings next week. I'm like, okay, thank you, babe. That's what I needed.
Right, that's what you need to hear.
Exactly. So, but I do believe we should be. There's 3 things that I think we should do in life. We should be a mentor to someone. So we should be a mentor. We should have a mentor, and we should have a cheerleader.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, man. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Because if you don't have someone supporting you, then it's hard to kind of keep on going.
Right. But those 3 things will set you up for success.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we think things in our head are a great idea. Like you said, it's a decision off emotion, right?
Exactly.
But then that cheerleader or that person, the support system can say, well, maybe you need to think about that. Why not do that? Or you shouldn't do that right now. And then just hearing it out loud and talking about it with somebody can stop you from making a decision that can potentially damage your path.
Yeah, because we're not here for a long time on this earth.
Right.
So we want to leave a legacy for our family and friends.
Right, yeah.
So why not leave a good legacy for our children or family to follow so they can even build one for themselves? So,
Right.
yeah. And that's, my kids already know. If we want to leave a big legacy, we want to give, and we want to set them up for, to be successful in life.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
For sure. I mean, and just seeing their for your kids, their parents are out here hustling cakes and DJs, uplighting, everything. Like it's literally a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
It's like, we got everything for you, but the photographer, it's like BYOP.
They got Chrissy.
Oh, yes,
my
yes,
sister- my
that's
sister-in-law
right. The
does
sister-in-law. So you
photography.
got
Yeah, they got
everything.
Chrissy, they
But do you
got
have video?
DJs.
Yeah, I have video.
Okay,
It's-
dang, they got everything.
They got it all.
Yeah, it's,
So-
I mean, my marketing budget is not where it's supposed to be because at the end of the day, I'm like, I write the check. I had to write a check to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, do I spend $500 in advertising, or do I write a $500 check to myself so I can pay my mortgage?
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, so my marketing budget is very low, but it's consistent. Like it's going up every quarter. Because I remember just starting off at $10
Right.
on Facebook, and now it's it's around 75 to $100 every quarter. But I want to get to where, hey, I can spend $5,000 on advertising, but I had to build myself up to it. I'm just not going to say, hey, boom, I'm gonna write a $500
Don't
check.
go into debt for marketing. Yeah.
No, it's because you just never know.
Just like how you have to give yourself a raise too when you run your own business. Like, you know what? I've been doing this for a year now. I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I've mastered the first year of business. It's time to congratulate myself and give myself a little mini promotion.
Exactly.
You have to, because if you don't, you feel like you're not moving up. And that's part of the struggle of working for yourself. You have to know when it's time to make either, higher investments or promote yourself. And a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we all got to, pay our bills and, we all got to,
Right.
survive. For
Right.
sure. Not survive, but live. I would say live.
So how can brides find you?
They can go to our website. It's Gala, GALA, eventservices.com, or you can just follow me on Instagram. Instagram is Gala Event Services. And then my personal one, which I like to have a little bit more fun on my personal one, with DJing and personal stuff. They can go to Instagram is DJ_Kurve, Kurve, like the cologne bottle. That's where I got my name from. Because at the time when I was in high school, Kurve
was
Were
the
you?
cologne.
Yes,
Oh my
Curve. I
gosh.
had Curve too.
So but mine's with a K. So
Okay.
Kurve.
So stealing, not stealing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. DJ Kurve. Did you always smell like Kurve back then?
Yeah, I saw by Kurve throughout the high school.
Do you still wear it?
Nah.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna get him a bottle of Kurve.
I know, I was about to say you need to get it. Because I remember the guys came in like a dark gray, blackish bottle, right? And I think the girls was like blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Curve. That'd bring back some memories. They used to sell it like at Walmart, Target, whatever. Do they still sell it?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look that up.
Sure, I'm gonna like eBay it or something.
I know. I need some Curve.
I need some DJ Kurve.
Do y'all
now.
remember Cool Water? Cool
Oh,
Water.
yeah, man. Yeah, they used to sell the bootleg version at the bazaar down the street.
Yeah,
I think I have the
the same
bootleg
would only
version
last
too.
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you spray it and then you drive down the street like, hey, I don't
Word
smell
of
good. Yeah, I don't smell good anymore. What the heck
They're like,
happened?
nah, bro.
Cool Water. Wow.
You don't smell like nothing.
But yeah.
Well, thank you for meeting with us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on the show, dude.
I really hope that a lot of people do show up to your event because it sounds like you know exactly what you're talking about. Like you've been raised in this atmosphere of running a business. So
Yeah, and plus my brother owns his own business. My mom, she does a side hustle on the side. And then my dad used to do a side hustle too. So
you're a family of hustlers.
Yeah, we work.
What's your last name?
Salazar?
Salazar. So you need a show, the Salazar Family Hustle.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Yeah, that would be a good idea, man.
Hey, my family's crazy. Well, my wife and kids, they're just they're freaking characters.
No, really.
Yeah.
Are they normal or are they crazy
Nah,
too?
they're weird.
They're weird.
Yeah,
That's how you like them, right?
Yeah, we're weird.
That's awesome, man.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, because I'm
Pulling
sorry.
another one from the Dave Ramsey, huh?
Yeah. No, because I've kind of conditioned my kids to like not spend money. So whenever my wife, she likes to go out to eat. Whenever she's like, "Hey, we're gonna eat," here goes my 6-year-old daughter. Something cheap. Maybe we got some sandwiches at the house. That's exactly what she says. So I'm like, "Good job, baby. You know, you're not gonna go broke off of going to a restaurant."
Right.
Right.
Exactly. But it's you know, we're here to set up our friends and family, and we want to keep that legacy going.
Oh, for sure.
Congratulations, man. Sounds like you guys got it down.
And you know what, guys? If you are listening, please reach out to him on the website for your free house party. Because he did say
he did say free house party.
We are not editing that out. So if he tries to act like he doesn't know what you're talking about, just be sure to record that part and play it back for him.
There you go, man.
Hey, the first one who reaches out to me, I got you.
I already reached out. So
Jaime's already. I already claimed
this
it.
isn't a giveaway, y'all. I already won. Guys, well, thank you guys for listening.
And thank you. And we'll see you next time.